Every single year. Somewhere on this planet, thousands of people quietly cross the line into millionaire status. They do not all win the lottery. They are not all celebrities. They are not all tech geniuses in hoodies. Many of them are completely ordinary people. They started with average salaries. They lived in normal neighborhoods. They faced the same bills, the same doubts, the same fears you face right now. And yet, for every one of those future millionaires, there are thousands of people who will never, ever reach financial freedom. Not because they are stupid, not because they are unlucky, but because they keep making the same 5 mistakes over and over again. Today, I am going to tell you what those 5 mistakes are, and I need you to listen carefully, because if you recognize yourself in even one of them, you are walking straight toward a future where money will always control you. You have been warned. Let's start with the first reason you will never be a millionaire. You refuse to invest. I know that sounds harsh, but it is the truth. It is almost impossible for an average worker to become a millionaire without investing. Saving alone will not get you there. Working overtime alone will not get you there. Clipping coupons and skipping lattes alone will not get you there. And I already know what some of you are thinking. What about athletes? What about actors? What about people who win the lottery? Yes, there are exceptions. There are people who receive massive amounts of money in a short period of time. But here's the part nobody likes to talk about. Many of those people end up broke. Many professional athletes who sign multi-million-dollar contracts go bankrupt within years of retiring. Many lottery winners lose everything because the money was not built on assets. It was not built on investments. It was not built on a system. It was a windfall. And what comes fast often leaves fast. If you are waiting for luck to save you, you are building your financial future on a fantasy. Let me show you something simple. Imagine two 20-year-olds. Both want to have $1 million by age 70. That gives them 50 years. That is 600 months. Person A decides to save their way to $1 million. No investing, just pure saving. 1 million divided by 600 months equals about $1,666 per month. Every month, for 50 years. No interruptions, no emergencies, no job loss, no life events. Does that sound realistic for the average person? Now consider person B. Same goal. But this person invests consistently and earns an average return of 10% per year with compound interest. To reach 1 million in 50 years, they would need to invest roughly $70 per month. That is less than many people spend on eating out. That is less than many people spend on streaming subscriptions and random online shopping. The difference is not magic. The difference is compound interest. The difference is investing. Trying to become a millionaire without investing is like trying to push a car across the country by hand. Can it be done? Is it brutal, exhausting, and inefficient? Absolutely! Now here comes the real issue. Most people are not broke because they lack opportunity. They are broke because they are afraid. They are afraid of losing money. They are afraid of the stock market. They are afraid of not understanding how it works. But your biggest risk is not taking risks. Let me tell you something powerful. You do not need to be a financial genius to start understanding investing. You need a calculator. You need a pen and paper. You need curiosity. Open a stock chart. Look at companies that have existed for decades. Look at businesses like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson. Look at where they were 10 years ago. Then Look at where they are today. Ask yourself a simple question. What would have happened if I had invested $1,000? Multiply the shares by today's price. Watch what happens. This simple exercise changes your perspective. It makes investing real. It makes time your ally. And when you understand that money can grow while you sleep, your mindset shifts. If you never invest, you are choosing to stay small. You are choosing to rely only on your labor, and labor has limits. Now, let's move to the second reason you will never be a millionaire. You are trying to look rich instead of becoming rich. This one destroys more futures than market crashes ever will. If your financial plan starts with buying the car, the watch, the designer clothes, and then hoping the money will catch up later, you are building your house from the roof down. Living above your means is financial suicide. It feels good in the moment. It feels powerful. You get attention. You get compliments. You get validation. But behind the scenes, you are bleeding. When you live paycheck to paycheck, you have no breathing room. You have no emergency fund. You have no margin for mistakes. One unexpected bill can throw your entire life into chaos. So what do people do? They turn to credit cards. They take personal loans. They finance everything. They convince themselves they deserve it. And slowly, quietly, interest begins to eat them alive. Debt payments replace investment contributions. Stress replaces peace. Sleep becomes harder. Anxiety becomes normal. And here is the brutal truth. No one you are trying to impress is going to rescue you. There is a quote I love. We spend money we do not have on things we do not need to impress people who do not care. Read that again in your mind. If your lifestyle is financed by debt, you are not wealthy. You are enslaved. Real wealth is invisible at first. It looks boring. It looks disciplined. It looks like driving a normal car while your investments grow quietly. It looks like saying no when everyone else says yes. It looks like delayed gratification. If you cannot control your spending, you cannot control your future. Now, here is the third reason. You may never become a millionaire. You chose the wrong partner. This is uncomfortable to talk about, but it is critical. Your romantic partner is not just your emotional companion. They are your financial teammate. Imagine rowing a boat. If one person rows forward and the other rows backward, what happens? You go in circles. If one person wants to save and invest, and the other wants to spend and indulge constantly, tension is guaranteed. Resentment builds. Arguments multiply. Goals drift apart. Financial freedom requires alignment. Studies have shown that couples who share financial goals tend to earn more and advance further in their careers, because support multiplies effort. When you are tired, your partner lifts you. When you doubt yourself, your partner reminds you of the vision. When you are tempted to quit, your partner keeps you steady. But when your partner mocks your discipline, pressures you to overspend, or resists every conversation about money, your journey becomes 10 times harder. There is a powerful idea that says the most important business decision you will ever make is who you marry. Think about that. If you are building a future, you need someone who believes in building too. You need shared values, shared goals, shared discipline. Otherwise, you are dragging weight uphill. Now let's talk about the fourth reason you will never be a millionaire. You do not save. This one is simple. If you cannot keep money, you cannot grow money. I have met people who earn huge salaries and have nothing to show for it. I have also met people with average incomes who quietly built substantial wealth. The difference is not income. The difference is behavior. There is a minimum rule that can change your life. Save at least 10% of everything you earn. Before you pay bills, before you go shopping, before you upgrade anything, pay yourself first. Most people do the opposite. They earn money, they spend money, and then they try to save what is left. Usually, nothing is left. You must reverse the order. Income minus savings equals expenses. Not income minus expenses equals savings. That small shift changes everything. When you track your spending, something interesting happens. You become aware, you notice the small leaks, the daily coffee, the impulse purchases, the subscriptions you forgot about, the random online orders. Individually, they seem small. Collectively, they are massive. When you create a spending plan, you gain clarity. Clarity brings peace. Peace reduces stress. And discipline increases savings. Savings create capital. Capital creates investment. Investment creates freedom. If you tell yourself you cannot invest because you do not have money, look deeper. Often, the money is there. It is just not being directed with intention. And here's another key rule. Your total debt payments should not exceed about 30% of your income. If they do, you are suffocating your future. Control your money, or your money will control you. Finally, the fifth reason you may never become a millionaire is one that nobody likes to hear. You neglect your health. You think money is everything. You think you can sacrifice sleep, nutrition, and exercise now and fix it later. But what is the point of building wealth if you are too sick to enjoy it? Many wealthy individuals rank health as their most valuable asset. Without energy, without clarity, without strength, your ability to earn and invest declines. Your focus weakens. Your discipline fades. Your creativity shrinks. Think about it. If you are constantly tired, constantly stressed, constantly unwell, how sharp are your financial decisions? Health is not an expense, it is an investment. Invest in quality food, invest in movement, walk daily, train your body, sleep properly, go to medical checkups, catch problems early. Your body is the machine that generates your wealth. If the machine breaks down, production stops. There is no glory in grinding yourself into illness. There is no honor in ignoring warning signs. A long, strong life gives your investments time to compound. It gives your business time to grow. It gives you time to enjoy the rewards. Now let's bring this all together. If you fear investing, you limit your growth. If you live above your means, you chain yourself to debt. If you choose a partner who pulls in the opposite direction, you slow your progress. If you fail to save, you never build capital. If you ignore your health, you risk losing everything before you can enjoy it. This is not about luck. This is not about being born rich. This is about habits. This is about decisions. This is about discipline repeated daily for years. Becoming a millionaire is not an event. It is a process. It is small choices compounded over decades. It is saying no when others say yes. It is investing when others hesitate. It is planning when others drift. It is building quietly while others perform loudly. And here is the final truth. You do not need to be extraordinary to build wealth. You need to be consistent. You need to be patient. You need to be intentional. Start small. Start today. Invest something. Save something. Track something. Improve something. Talk to your partner. Align your goals. Move your body. Protect your energy. The path to financial freedom is not mysterious. It is demanding. It requires maturity. It requires delayed gratification. It requires courage. But it is available. If you continue making the 5 mistakes we talked about, the outcome is predictable. If you correct them, Your future changes. 10 years from now, you will either thank yourself or regret ignoring this moment. The choice is yours. Do not wait for luck. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect time. Time will pass anyway. The question is whether it will pass with you building wealth or staying stuck. Now, decide who you are going to become.